jump straight on the mics and go for it. But we are here in Morecambe, one of the loudest crowds in British wrestling, and it's all about revenge tonight here at Mutiny.
It is, and listen to that crowd. From what Ryan Hunter did at War on the Shore, exactly that. He sold out.
Ryan, I can say without hesitation, you don't have to listen to them anymore. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they do. You are what you deserve to be. You are the Odyssey Pro Wrestling Champion.
Listen to that, the Morecambe crowd telling the spotlight RPD. You can tell he's a clear fan favourite here in Morecambe.
It is your own time you're wasting, kids. Welcome, one and all. It is my privilege. You know who I am. My name is Christopher Brooker. I am an international star, a mainstream entertainer, but above all, a patron of British independent wrestling. And at this time, all I can say is, welcome, Ryan, to where you deserve to be. Welcome to the spotlight. It wasn't that long ago that we had the perfect moment. We crowned the perfect moment when you walked away from that bout as the champion. But right now, let's not worry about looking backwards. Let's look at forwards because that other co-general manager, Ethan, Ethan, being a little insecure, being the kind of man who doesn't know when to step back and let other people have their moment, decided to make a few matches for tonight. He set up a championship match for you with a man who doesn't deserve it, Rick Marcus. He took you and he threw you in with, you're not in there with him, he's in there with you. You get your hands on RPD.
What a reaction for the natural-born fighter who we'll be seeing later on this evening.
Now, I've been a little bit busy doing something that you simple folk of Morecambe won't understand, which is travelling and making a living. I've been all around the country. 2 weeks ago, 2,000 people at Download Festival. A star. So tonight, for all of you, I'm going to be a little hands-on and I'm going to improvise. I have a few matches, a few moments of my own. So, first of all, I understand Ethan made a #1 contenders match tonight between JJ Webb, Big Guns Joe, and someone called Sexy Kev. Is that even a thing? I mean, who? I don't think that's on his driving license. Sexy Kev. But I've also realized Reese and Rogan, look at these specimens. This, people of Morecambe, there's tough and there's Yorkshire tough. You don't get tougher than Yorkshire. You gents, you've got the night off at the moment. But I know what you like. You like three things. You like a good meal, a better drink, and beating up some dweebs. So how about I make that three-way, and I'm not sure you've seen a number this big, Morecambe, five-way match. You two can have a bit of fun at those three's expense. It is my pleasure. My pleasure. The power behind the spotlight, and you, Decker, the man that lit the spotlight, you my friend. Ryan might be the champion, but you are my #1 guy. Tonight, you're going to draw a line, not just under, but through RPD. He is RP done. I love it. RP done. Top of my head. I just improvised. Pow! And that, it's too much. Too many long words. They're puzzled. Oh, try and keep up, kids. But we come now to the brightest point in the spotlight. The shining star of Morecambe. The hometown hero turned good. Your champion. Tonight, you were due to defend against Rick Marcus, but apparently something happened to him on the way here tonight. Oh, man. Listen, everyone, I can see you're a bit glum. I know it's been nice everywhere else in the country this weekend except Morecambe, the place where the sun never shines. Cards subject to change. You just get one less match tonight. I'm sure maybe I'll do a live Q&A later, bit of a set. I'll kill some time. Because Ryan Hunter, champion's privilege. You, my friend, you can have the night off tonight. That's how it's going to go.
Hello, Morecambe!
Oh, damn! How dare you interrupt me as general manager?
Sorry, I think they were saying something to you. What was that? So, I was sat out the back and I was listening to you go on and on and on and on and on. And you know, we may be co-general managers, but there's one of us that's been doing all the work for Odyssey Pro Wrestling. And it's not the man that begged and pleaded, please can I come to the Download Festival?
That was a legitimate
Now,
thing.
in response to Paul and Barry Chuckle in there, I can't stop any decisions you make, okay? 50-50 split, that's what this is all about. However, I can make it better. So, what we'll do, instead of a fatal five-way, we'll have a six-pack challenge. Because, Chris Brooker, you're not the only person that can tour the country and find the hottest young new talent. See, during my travels down in my new hometown of Plymouth, I found a young man who I think is going to be a huge, huge star. And his name is Alexander Gray. Now, ladies and gentlemen, later on tonight, during that six-pack challenge, I would like you to show Alexander Gray the biggest of welcomes. Can you do that for me? Now, as for the Spotlight bag boy, Andre Decker.
Oh, no.
The Spotlight bag boy, Andre Decker, has a ring to it,
I
don't
don't need
think.
to worry about you. RPD's got you covered, so I'll move on from you. Now, Ryan Hunter. The man who abandoned Morecambe. You think that you you deserve a night off. I think these fans deserve a match for the Odyssey Pro Wrestling Championship.
Not how it works.
And I think that match is going to happen right now. So, Ryan Hunter, prepare for war.
I mean, this is going to be one hell of a test, and already the spotlight getting involved, but Kollins taking all three of them down. Both Reese, Rogan and Decker. But he's not paying attention to Hunter, who comes up from the back. Referee James Greenwood is out here to try and get some form of order. The bell has been rung, so this match is now official. Kollins grabs Hunter, belly to belly overhead suplex. Incredible.
Incredible indeed, and just to clarify, this is for the Odyssey Pro Wrestling Championship, and I'm sure Craig Kollins would like to leave Morecambe with a little bit of gold.
What an opportunity it is for Kollins coming back into Odyssey Pro Wrestling and Morecambe Wrestling with a title opportunity against our champion Ryan Hunter, who turned his back on this crowd, on this town, at war on the shore. Kollins getting this crowd fired up and clothesline into the corner. Hunter looking rocked.
For those of you, you mentioned it, Craig Kollins, a former champion here in Morecambe. He held the championship for a few days over 1 year, from 2014 to 2015, beating people like Joey Hayes, British legend Doug Williams. What a challenge for Ryan Hunter, and I couldn't be happier.
Absolutely, and the crowd getting involved with Kollins, and you look at those accolades that he's held here in Morecambe already, wrestling and beating some of the biggest and best this country has produced. Is he going to be able to get Hunter over here? Of course he's. Look at the strength, the power, the finesse of Craig Kollins with a big giant suplex.
Tell me this, have you ever seen anybody do a stalling suplex on Ryan Hunter?
Never in my life have I witnessed this. And Kollins now, he's got so much in his arsenal, but I don't think I've seen much of him going to the top rope, Kurt.
The War Machine wants to fly.
Ryan Hunter savvy to what's going on, rolling to the outside of the ring. Kollins, obviously, and this crowd a little bit disappointed. What's Kollins got in mind? Kollins off the right, suicide dive onto the outside.
And look at him standing in the middle of the Morecambe crowd. Have you ever seen anybody control Ryan Hunter the way Craig Kollins is right now?
I think this is Hunter's biggest challenge, Kurt, and since turning his back on Morecambe, what sort of champion, if he retains it after this match, will we see? He's now influenced by Brooker and the spotlight. Oh, Kollins' face colliding with that ring post.
Exactly, War on the Shore, the face of Morecambe Wrestling change. In one of the probably biggest events to happen, Ryan Hunter siding with a spotlight. Never have I seen such adulation from the crowd be eradicated so quickly as it did towards Ryan Hunter.
We saw fans crying, we saw them ripping their Ryan Hunter t-shirts off. Hunter hooks the leg, barely a one count, even though Kollins' face collided with that ring post, and he also got slammed onto the outside of that ring, two of the hardest parts of the ring, Kurt. So the resiliency of Kollins is going to be a big factor in this match.
Definitely, and you hear that Morecambe crowd. Normally we talk about the fighting spirit and the passion of Ryan Hunter, and he normally feeds off that Morecambe crowd. This time, he's got the crowd against him, and it's going to be interesting to see how he plays on that, how he's going to dig deep.
Oh, big knee to the back of the head. And again, hooks the leg. Just about a 2 count. Kollins kicks out. Hunter questioning referee James Greenwood. Why wasn't the count faster? They want to break that counter before a disqualification.
Now, we can hate the actions of Ryan Hunter recently, but we can't deny his run here in Odyssey Pro Wrestling. 196 days as Odyssey Pro Wrestling champion.
Nothing short of impressive from Hunter. It is a big shame that he's been so influenced. Countered by Kollins. Rolled through and a kick to the sternum from Ryan Hunter. I know we're seeing a lot more of Chris Brooker. The spotlight's obviously interrupted our introduction there, but he's clearly got his faction in order here, Kurt. And I hate to say this, but it's looking more dominant than ever.
Exactly that. My thoughts exactly. With Ryan Hunter, he's always been difficult to beat in Morecambe. Now he's thrown his moral compass out the window. He's getting involved in the shenanigans of the spotlight. Is this faction, is Ryan Hunter going to be unstoppable? Craig Kollins hopes. Big kick to the face.
Sweeps Kollins down. Hunter calling for a cannonball. Kollins moves out the way. Cannonball doesn't connect. Hunter looking all kind of discombobulated there, slumped over in the corner. Hunter firing this crowd up. Kollins, sorry, firing this crowd up. Too used to saying it, I think, Kurt. That's what we're here.
And that is how you do a cannonball into the corner.
Kollins himself, anything you can do, I can do better. Hooks the leg. Could we have a new champion? And a kick out from Hunter.
I just want to mention the lasting effects of what that cannonball Hunter missed. If you saw, you could see his legs kicking back up. Could that be a trapped nerve where he's trying to get that feeling back in his legs? And could that play a factor in this match?
It certainly could be. There was certainly some additional injury or feeling there from Hunter. Chris Brooker on the outside, leader of the spotlight, trying to rev Ryan Hunter back into this match. Hunter with a belly to back suplex. Almost a German. Running knee to the face. And hooks the leg and a kick out again from Kollins. We talked about that resiliency already, Kurt. This is Hunter's biggest challenge to date.
Exactly, and it'll be interesting to see if Hunter goes for that Hunter's arrow. Nobody kicked out of it, but War on the Shore, RPD kicked out of it. Could that be playing in the mind of Ryan Hunter if he can get the job done?
Again, another factor that certainly could be playing into this match as Hunter's throwing big right fists. Hook after hook, and Kollins trying to return, countered. And it's just both men looking exhausted, giving everything they've got. This is calling for the finish. Ripcord into the line. Kollins!
Pounce!
How do you pounce and take out one of the biggest men on this roster?
And that just shows the strength and the explosiveness of Craig Kollins. And he's just done a kick up. How is a guy of that size kicking up?
The agility, the athleticism of the big man Kollins back here in Morecambe. Firing up now. Another overhead suplex. And a second. Suplex City is here, alive in Morecambe at Mutiny.
This is what the War Machine is all about, is superplexing and just throwing his opponents around, trying to get him up for that powerbomb, and he hits
does
it!
it?
New
This could be
champion!
it.
1, 2, what?
What? Brooker getting involved, and
Referee James Greenwood distracted. Craig Kollins had Ryan Hunter beaten. We should have had a new champion.
what is going on? Brooker distracting the ref, and a low blow. A low blow from Ryan Hunter behind the referee's back. Greenwood's back was turned and distracted by Chris Brooker.
We should have had a new Odyssey Pro Wrestling champion right here.
Death of the Arrow! Package pile driver! Could that be it? That's it! Ryan Hunter retains the Odyssey Pro Wrestling Championship!
Here is your winner, still your Odyssey Pro Wrestling Champion, the brightest star in the spotlight, Ryan Hunter.
Well, there's your confirmation, Kurt. You are exactly right. We should have had a new champion, and what a return that could have been for Craig Kollins. But Of course, the spotlight are who they are.